So I think that should be pretty good. So welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, welcome. My name is Julian. I'm the creator of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. And yeah, this video is a bit different than usual. Today I just wanted to say thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. We have just surpassed the 50K mark. And yeah, this time I thought to celebrate the 50K together with you all, I would say let's answer a few questions. I have done this one time in the history of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro. And this was, I think, the third video ever that I did on this channel. So yeah, it's been a pretty long time since then and a pretty wild ride up until this point. So yeah, so I thought why not update this video and just talk a little bit with you guys, and yeah, overall just, you know, just sharing a bit more of myself with you all. What you can see right here behind me, this is our studio. We have just moved into the first ever Smartphone Filmmaking Pro, or SFP Media. That's the official name of the company that we have. So we have just moved into our first studio / office, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. They're overall very good vibes all around, and I'm enjoying it very much. I love creating content for you guys. I love the engagement, and yeah, so that's basically a bit of the introduction. Again, a huge thanks to you guys. In case you have not subscribed yet, then make sure to do so. But overall, I would say let's come to a few questions I've asked you guys on Instagram. In case you're not following there, then just definitely make sure to do so. So yeah, I'll just take my iPad and go through a bunch of these questions, and yeah, let's see if I can answer them. All right, so the first question that I got is from Brian Craze, or however it's called. Android user, when using manual setting, light seems to flickering in the video. And I got a bunch of different questions regarding about the flickering issue. And you know, when it comes to having flickering videos, the problem is that the light sources that you have, maybe it's this light or whatever light that you might have, is interfering with the shutter speeds that you are currently using. So it depends where you live. For example, in the US, we have a different base frequency compared to living in Europe. So basically we have two different base frequencies. It's either 50 or 60 Hertz. And basically you just need to adjust the shutter speed when you have flickering lighting. If you're using an iPhone, you cannot really dial in the shutter speed like exactly how you want it. You can try around by, you know, bringing up the exposure or bringing down the exposure until you find a point where it's not a flickering anymore. And if you're using an Android phone, then you always have the option to go into the Pro video mode, and then you can just dial in the shutter speed to an amount where the flickering is going away. Make sure that you're not putting the shutter speed too far down, because then you will have some blurry images overall. But you know, that's basically what I would recommend that you can do. And in case you have the option to, you know, to control the lighting environment, then just use a good professional video light, then you will not have the issue with flickering. Or if you're shooting outside, then you will also not have this issue. So another question that came very often is stabilization issues, shaking video. Yeah, so all around that topic. And you know, to be honest, when you're having a newer smartphone, so let's say, I don't know, like 2019, 2020 or newer, you know, most of these smartphones already have a very good in-body stabilization, or sometimes it's also not in-body stabilization, but just by the post-production. And if you're not in the lucky situation that you have such a phone, then something that you could obviously do is use a stabilizer, use something like a gimbal, for example. But there are also some handheld rigs that you could use to further enhance the stability. And something else that you could do or should do when you're filming handheld is make sure that you're not putting your phone too far away from yourself. I see a lot of people that are filming like this, and the further away you point the phone from yourself, the more difficult it will be to get some stable shots. So when you're filming, make sure that you keep your phone pretty close to yourself, and all of these things will help to get some more stable shots. So let's see what else we got. We also have lighting. How can I get great lighting for my videos? Light, always. So bunch of different questions regarding light. And I think actually these days it's pretty simple to get a nice lighting setup. In case you have not seen one of my latest videos where I'm showing like basically literally how I'm setting up this shot right here, then I will link it up there. This is how in this video I'm showing you how I'm setting up a professional interview or statement setup like I'm doing right now, or YouTube setup. And basically it's very simple. I have one massive key light right here. It's like on a 30-degree angle next to me. And that's basically it. That's everything that's, you know, lighting out my face. This is the Godox SL60. But like I said in the video, you can also just use a cheap Amazon softbox. And then what I'm doing for the background is I have two tube lights. This one right here. This one is a small one from YC Onion, and the bigger one is from Pavo. No, it's the Nanlite Pavo tube. Yeah, that's basically it. That's the lighting setup, and it's not as difficult as it might seem, but definitely make sure to check out the video. I will link it up there, and there I'm showing in-depth, step-by-step how I'm setting it up and why I'm doing certain things. How can I get a blurry background with my smartphone? That's a very good question. In case you're in the lucky position to have an iPhone 13 or newer, then you have the option to shoot in cinematic mode. And with cinematic mode, you can basically just blur out the background just by, you know, going into this mode, and that's the easiest and the best way. Some other smartphones also have this option, such as the Samsung Galaxy S22 or 23 Ultras, for example. And in case you're not in the lucky position to have such a smartphone, there are also a bunch of third-party apps like Focus Live, for example, that you can use. They're definitely not perfect, but you could just try that out. And in case you want to get a natural blurry background, then make sure to bring your subject close to your smartphone. Make sure that you're using the regular lens and not the ultra wide angle. And then you should also get some nice natural shallow depth of field. Finding the right equipment to add to the phone, like lights and microphone. That's also an interesting question. I get so many questions from you guys with regards to what gear you should get for certain scenarios. Below this video, in the video description, you can always find a list of some of my favorite, items that I like to use. And in case you want to get even more than that, then just scroll even a bit further, and there you can go to my website or to my kit.co website, and there you will find basically everything that I'm using and also some links that you can use. Yes, they are affiliate links and it's helping out the channel. So in case you click them, you're also helping out the channel. And this in return makes it possible to create more videos for you guys. Which mobile lens should I buy first? That's an interesting question. It seems like the entire thing with add-on lenses is still a very, hot topic for you guys. And in my opinion, there is no right thing that you should get at the first time, or this should be your first lens. I think it very much depends on what you're shooting and what phone you currently have. To be honest, if you have an iPhone 12 Pro or newer, then you probably will not need any lens at all. You can of course use them, especially if you want to get some special things or some creative things like using an anamorphic lens. Definitely use them, they are fantastic, but you don't necessarily need them. If you have an older phone or something like the iPhone SE where you only have one lens, then of course adding something like a wide angle lens will help you for shooting, real estate videos, for example, or in general, just capturing some nice wide angle shots. But overall, just don't focus too much on gear, guys. Like I said before, there is no one lens that everyone should have. I think it always depends on, ask yourself what you're shooting. If you're shooting, like we've said before, real estate, for example, then having a wide angle will massively help you. But if, you want to film your kids when they are, performing a dance in school or theater or whatever, then I think something like a telephoto lens might be better for you because you just cannot get as close. And in case you want to shoot something like, something really cinematic or something like a short movie, then of course something like an anamorphic lens will also help. So I think there is no one answer that fits all. It just depends on what you would like to have or what you would like to film, basically. How to make sure I'm in focus when I'm shooting on the iPhone alone. To be honest, just use the native camera app. The autofocus works extremely well. Like most of the time I'm shooting alone and I'm just holding my phone or putting it on a tripod, and most of the times, or very rarely, I have any issues with the focus. So yeah, just use the autofocus. I know I'm recommending that you should lock your focus and the exposure when you're filming, but like if you're filming yourself, then it's very difficult to control the things because basically no one is controlling it. So yeah, when you're shooting yourself, just use the autofocus that's coming with your smartphone. And I think that also applies to every Android phone, not just using an iPhone. And one last question, will there be a studio tour coming? And yes, there will be a studio tour coming. We have already shot it and I'm super excited to show you around. This is a very tiny place, and yeah, at the beginning when we got into here for the first time, I thought like, man, just get it, but it will not be nice at all. And now we're in here, and to be honest, I cannot believe that this is ours right now and that we can work from here. It's just so much fun. I absolutely love it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for watching the video, for checking out the course. By the way, we have also just released a starter course of Smartphone Filmmaking Pro, where we have condensed the massive program into a starter package that you can try out basically for just $27. I will link that down below in case you want to check that out. But yeah, overall, like I said, just thank you so much for your support, for checking out the course, for watching the videos, for hitting the subscribe button. And yeah, the goal definitely is to hit 100K subscribers as soon as somehow possible. So we will definitely keep on pushing out. We'll keep on creating content, creating the best content somehow possible for you guys. We have a lot more in the pipelines. We have already shot a bunch of content, and yeah, just wanted to make this quick video, answer a few of your questions. In case you have any more questions, in case you would like to see videos like this more often, just comment it down below. Also comment if you're still watching up until this point. Just write something like "still watching" in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you very soon.